All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the like-minded brothers. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shuwab Amawam back at you with another lesson. And going into that breakfast oil, right? Early morning status, early bird gets the worm, right? Going into news and prophecy, right? 2026 year of the N.W.O in technology, all right? So I'm gonna kind of be jumping all over the place with different videos, all right? But we can start off with this one right here. All right, it says President Trump's boasts, all right, about rolling out 5G and says that 6G will be used for spatial, I guess you would say that, penetrative surveillance to see through skin and walls, all right, which that's a video that I had did about, I think I did it last week. It was on, he was speaking at it around a conference table with a bunch of other, a couple of other high heads, right, from the other countries, all right, but it's now going viral all over the Instagram, all right. So again, it says Trump boasts about rolling out, okay. So let's just grab this precept, all right, because that's what this devil does, all right. He boasts about his devices, man. All right, this is Psalms 10 and this is Psalms 10 and 3. All right, I'll take it from 2. It says, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All right, and the devices that he's about to bring out, all right, the technology in 2026, it is to persecute the poor, all right, is to, you know, put us in predicaments, all right, for our soul, man, for us to bow down to this devil's image, all right, and eventually, you know, bow down to him, okay. And the Lord told you, you know, not to be ignorant to Satan's devices. It says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh, all right, abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not on in all his thoughts, okay. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them, all right. And, you know, puffing at them is them, you know, showing that pride that he has toward the world, toward the nations. See, this is why the nations are going to come up against America, because the pride that they have, man. They think they can't be touched. They think that, you know, everything they rule is forever, and they can only be the ones that rule and nobody else, okay. Which at the end of the day, they are the last to rule, all right. And Yahushua is going to bring all these empires down, and Yahushua is going to be the next to rule, and is going to be for eternity, all right. So let's just play it real quick.
The leader of 5G getting it, and now they're up to 6. What is that, to give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin?
See, it gives you a deeper view into somebody's skin, okay, showing you that, see, the brothers of the elders of GMS, the top heads, all right, have been telling you this for 35 plus years, man, and they were right through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and then on down to the brothers and the like-minded brothers that have been following them, all right, and preaching this for years now. See, we've been right through the spirit, all right, because the Lord has allowed us to have the eyesight and be able to see these things coming, all right, and be able to piece it together through the spirit, all right, as opposed to those that are false prophets in the rest of the world that doesn't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're under strong delusion and they can't see it, you see. So let's grab another article, right? which this right here is a sign. All right, this happened in Indonesia. Oh, actually, no, I ain't gonna bring that out because that was in July. Okay, never mind. It says 12/25. Right, and the reason I show that, all right, because eventually this is what America is gonna go through, man. All right, this is a sign of the mushroom clouds. All right, which this was a volcano that erupted. All right, but it being a volcano, all right, is still a representation of what's to come to this place. All right, let's grab Isaiah 34. All right, this is Isaiah 34, and I'll take it from 4. And it says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Okay. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right. So the heavens being rolled up as a scroll is a representation of the mushroom clouds. All right. When America get hit with those, with them thermonuclear missiles, you see, and it's going to be a bunch of mushroom clouds being brought up at once, man, because there's going to be so many missiles hitting America. 200 million missiles is bound to hit America through prophecy. You see, Shalom Malak Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. All right, so let's grab another article. All right, let's see what else we got. Like I said, I'm going to be jumping around back and forth with different things. All right. This is, now I don't know if this was actually true. All right, but a lot of people said that Times Square, which is crazy because I was out there on New Year's Eve till 12, and I had said that before I ended my my lesson, that Times Square was gonna be wild. Like, honestly, I thought it was not gonna have any people. Supposedly, there's different videos going out. There's videos that are showing that there was a lot of people there, and then there's actually videos showing that there was not too many people there. So I don't know which one is what. I wasn't there, all right, but these are going out viral on the web, all right. And this right here, let's bring it back.
Something strange happened last.
Hold on, let me put it on my Bluetooth so you can hear it. In 1 second. So supposedly you had the fireworks never went off, the ball never dropped, all right, and that's just a representation of America being through. All right, the Lord is showing you that this place is through, because nothing is the same anymore in America, man. You know, even down to the partying. No one's partying like it used to be back in those days, man. All right. Hold on, me connecting now. I lost everything. All right, here we go. So let me go back to that. What was it? Here we go.
Strange happened last night in New York at Times Square during the ball drop. And I'm wondering, did any of you guys catch this? Did y'all catch what happened last night? As you can see over here, they proceeded with the normal countdown in order for the ball to drop. But as soon as it got to 0 and 2026 came in, no ball was dropped. Why is that? Did anybody else notice that? Look at this. Y'all, dropping the ball in New York at Times Square is a big ritual. It signifies that every year we drop the ball again because January is not the new year. How are you gonna have a new year in the dead of winter? You know, spring is about birthing new life, flowers, the animals come.
Which that's true, because the true year is the month of Abib. You know, end of March going into April. All right. So, like he said, how you gonna have the new year in the dead smack of winter where everything is dead? All right. See, this is Esau's new year according to his winter solstice, according to his Gregorian calendar. All right. So the new year is really, all right, in the time of end of March going into April. All right, when everything is springs up. All right, spring, everything springs up brand new. Okay, which is the time when our Lord, around the time that our Lord, all right, was born. Okay, they'll try to tell you that you know the Lord was born in the dead smack of winter. You know that's going off. You see.
It's coming, they pollinate, they do their thing. So esoterically speaking, by them not dropping the ball, what could they be telling us? Like, did they say that we didn't drop the ball for once this year and things are changing? Because we see that in a major way, right? You guys ever seen what Times Square looks like from an aerial point of view? Look, Times Square, it's an X, right? Then it's located on 42nd Street, 42nd and 7th Avenue. Now, if you guys into conspiracies, right, you guys know how powerful the number 42 is. You guys remember the movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? They said the answer to the...
And the fact that is, you said, what did you say? Hold on.
Universe was the number 42. Now, if you guys into conspiracies, right, you guys know Times Square, it's an X, right? Then it's located on 42nd Street, 42nd and 7th Avenue. Now, if you guys into conspiracy,
if you do the math, because Esau loves to fuck around with a lot of numerology. 4 plus 6, about 4 plus 2 equals 6. So 6, 7 is a very big, is a very high witchcraft number. All right, especially like you got that one song that's going out viral, that 6, 7 video. All right, and you got all these kids chanting it and all that, because it's a high level witchcraft number that is used. All right, so 4 plus 6 equal 4 plus 2 equals 6, and then it's on 7th Street. All right, so you know that's a whole witchcraft within itself right there. All right, and X marks the spot. You got to understand that these devils, when they created these things around the world, all right, they actually, when you go on planes and you go high in the sky, when you look down on these streets and the way everything's designed, they actually build, they actually make figures. They actually make certain type of pictures that you can see from the planes, and it's a lot of symbolism that is created. All right, and it's symbolism that is created to throw it in the Lord's face, you know, with their witchcrafts and sorceries. You know, like when you go around the top where the White House is, and you look from above, is actually the roads create an actual owl, you know, showing you that it's, you know, all Illuminati representation, you know. So, you know, these streets be having a lot to do with symbolism, all right?
Right? You guys know how powerful the number 42 is. You guys remember the movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? They said the answer to the universe was the number 42, right over here. Let's take a little further, all right? 4 plus 2 gives you 6, and then it's on 7. 6, 7. Probably, arguably, one of the most viral number this year. So what is happening here? 6, 7, X marks the spot, and then the ball wasn't dropped? What are they telling us here, y'all? I think within the next few months, leading up to the real 2026, which is in the month of March, we're going to see some crazy things.
Yeah, and I've always said that in the past. Like, I believe a lot of shit happens more because around that time is when you have the Passover. So always right after the Passover, man, it gets turned up real heavy. You know, it gets turned up after every holiday that these devils worship. All right, but hey, you know, perceiving the times that we're in right now, you know, the way things are going, and especially this year being the year of the N.W.O and technology on a heavy note. All right, when that time of the Passover comes, man, listen, man, it's gonna be a lot of trouble. All right, a lot of trouble to this place. All right, and we can see it coming through the spirit, you know. So, you know, when the new year really kicks in according to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, it's gonna be a lot of new things happening, all right, that go basically back to this N.W.O, All right. And, you know, going into the god Janus, all right, this new year, all right, New Year's is a representation of what? A transition of new things to come, a transition. So right now we're seeing changes being put upon the earth, man. A lot of changes and transitions of different powers, of different societies. All right. Remember, out with the old, all right, out with the old world order and in with the new world order. That's how I perceive it through the spirit. And there's no way to hide it no more, man, because these devils are telling you right in your face what's to come. All right. But because you're caught up in the shenanigans, you know, the bread and circuses, you know, the witchcraft and sorceries, people can't see it. You know, they're caught up under the spell. All right.
I mean, we all feel the energy right now, y'all, and things are manifesting so much faster. That's why they gotta stop the sun doing what it's doing, because we are manifesting this new realm through the sun. But yeah, y'all, did y'all notice that
nigga talking some crazy shit, but a lot of it is being manifested through the prophets. You see, because we are the ones that speak these things into existence, because we are bringing out the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so you know, evil, right, has exceedingly polluted the whole entire earth. This is why the Lord is about to make himself manifest, all right, and bring this place down with total destruction, man, because this place is beyond wicked, all right? Like, literally, the moment you walk out of your fucking house is complete wickedness outside, man, to the point where you're breathing in wickedness, you know? You got nothing but demons being conjured left and right in the middle of the winter solstice, too, at a high level. That's why if you realize what's going on, a lot of people getting sick right now, which, you know, that happens every year around this time, but it's a weird type of sickness. You know, even like last night, I was feeling fucking weird as hell, just randomly. I'm not even sick or nothing, but I had a weird feeling that was just around my mind, because these devils is literally conjuring a bunch of demons up in the air, man. All right. They're coming up higher, harder and harder with their witchcraft and sorceries, because we're at the end of this thing. All right. And the devil himself knows that he has but a short time. Okay. Even Satan, spiritual counter Satan, knows that he has a short time, you know, and he's ran by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So no, they know their time is up too, because in the kingdom, we're going to be able to judge demons, man. We're going to be able to judge angels. You see? So they know what time it is, man. Right? So let's go to another one.
Well, yesterday, let me know what you got.
This is yeah, this is the one about Times Square.
I'm in absolute disbelief that I'm walking here on Broadway towards Times Square and there are no spectators. Empty. Look, the screen. Usually you have people here watching the screen. Empty. Empty. Unbelievable. Absolutely empty. Look, nobody that's watching the screen.
Usually around all them, because when you have Times Square and then you got little side streets and all that have these big ass screens, all right, and people are just packed. I remember when I was younger, you know, Times Square was just this place to be. You know, Times Square was, you know, even if you wasn't there, you could feel the energy through the news, through the shit that it was showing you, you know. And then at the same time, everybody and their house parties, you know, being packed and watching Times Square at the same time. It was like a certain channel of energy that they had in Times Square, and then everybody at their homes having the channel for Times Square, and you know, everybody's in sync together, you know, watching this ball drop, you see. And they ain't even like that no more, man, because everything here in America is being taken away, man. The mirth of the land is gone. All right. The Lord has literally made this place a fucking shithole, man, where to the point, you know, people not going to celebrate, all right, the way they used to. As a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. All right. This is Isaiah 24 and verse 8, I believe. Let me get into the scriptures. Hold on. This is Isaiah, right? 24, and let's grab 7. It says, the new wine mourneth, all right, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh, all right? And those that were, you know, once in happiness and party animals, yeah, they're sighing now, because nothing is the same. It says the mirth of the tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. Yeah, the Lord is ending all this rejoicing shit, man. All this shit about living it up and having this YOLO spirit. All right, there is no more YOLO spirit, man, because everybody, you know, whether they like it or not, sees what's happening and sees that the end is here. All right. The problem with our people is that they some fucking weirdos that when things are ending, they try to make mirth out of it. They try to make a good time out of it. You know, they'll try to have a good time in death. All right, the shit about to end. Well, let me go all out, you know, and not realizing that, man, that's the worst thing you could do, because we're supposed to be turning to the Lord with weeping, mourning, and fasting, man. You see, we're supposed to be prudent men, right? That foreseeth the evil and hide themselves, man. We're supposed to be hiding ourselves in these scriptures, all right? Because it's going to be a time where it's going to be a silent time. Why? Because it's going to be an evil time. So the men of the Lord and those that truly believe, the men, women, and children are followers, right? And believers, they're going to be in a time of silence, man, because they know that the judgment of the Lord is about to come upon this place. But see, everybody else is still trying to find a way to escape that sorrow by living it up. All right. And there's nothing you can do about what is about to come upon the earth. The judgment of the Lord is here to stay. You see, here to take over. All right. And basically disintegrate this place, man. All right. So it says the joy of the heart ceaseth. Okay. All these melodious songs. Okay. All that shit is done for, man. The music is trash. You know, you got to be playing some old ass music in a party just to hear something decent, you know, because the music of today is fucking trash. The daughters of music have been brought low. You see, it says they shall not drink wine with a song. Yeah, there's no more of, you know, back then in these events, you know, people were so drunk and they would come together and sing all these songs. All right, while they were drunk as hell together, and they would just have a certain vibe and a certain energy. But it ain't like that no more. You see, because iniquity abound, the love of many is waxing cold. Now you go to a place like this, you got to be watching your back. Now you got to be in the spirit of you know, examining everything around you, because anything can happen at any time. You see, so it says they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Yeah, because everything is confusion now. You know, so for you to even drink and get drunk, man, there's no point of it. Okay. So it says the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, and that no man may come in. All right. And that's what's eventually going to happen. Everything's going to be locked down again. All right. And everybody's going to be in total confusion again, thinking that America was going to be made great again. But America is not going to be made great again. All right. The Lord is about to bring the true reset to this place. You see, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to make the earth great again. All right. With righteousness, by defeating all wickedness. All right. So it says there is crying for wine in the streets. All the joy is darkened. Yeah. See, a crying for wine in the streets. People going to want answers when this thing happens. People asking now. All right. And you mostly got most of these damn fucking heathens asking more than anything, because our people are in a strong delusion. You see? And the joy has been darkened. So that's why you see everything not like how it used to be. You know, that goody old jolly time. You see, it says the mirth of the land is gone. Okay. Everything is gone here. All right. So let's grab another video. All right. This is plagues that the Lord is bringing upon this place right here. It says 8K, 8,000 people in PG County, Maryland, right, have come up with, hold on, have tested positive for HIV. You see, niggas wanted to trust in this government. They wanted to trust in their witchcraft and sorceries. They wanted to go get yo jabba up like it was nothing. Like it, oh yeah, I got 5 of those. I'm still alive. You know, I done took a booster and everything, not knowing that, nigga, that shit was for the future to affect you. You see, now niggas 5 years later, 6 years later, all right, people are coming out with HIV, man. And then all these people are in the spirit of what? In the spirit of sexual desires, all right? This is Sodom and Egypt spiritually. So, you know, this place is just filthy and abominated with sexual desires. So all these people that are running around with the yo jabba jabba, not even knowing that they got HIV, right? Now they're going out there and having, you know, sex freely in that Greco-Roman spirit, okay? And now they're just passing this shit on left to right. You see? This is why you got to be mindful who you dealing with, man. You know? This ain't the time where you know, just smashing and busting nuts, you know, with no damn condoms nowadays, man. Because there's a lot of pestilence. The Lord said that pestilence shall come. Plagues from ancient Egypt shall come upon this place, man. Okay? The prophets of old prophesied both of wars, evils, pestilences, man. So there's a lot of sickness going around right now. All right? A lot of people gonna die without hospital help, okay? Because we're also in the middle of medical warfare, man. So, you know, they taking away all these benefits, all these Obama cares, you know, they taking away these hospitals that are going to be shut down. We're in the middle about being ready to get hit with cyber attacks. Once the cyber attacks hits these hospitals, that's it. People going to die that are hooked up to machines. Medicine's going to be lost because it's going to go spoiled. You see? When this devil takes away all these benefits of Medicare, okay, these people ain't gonna have no cures, you know, for what they have, which they never did have cures, man. They just put you in the loophole of pharmacia to make you basically be destroyed because, you know, medicine, it's a business, man. So they actually give you the sickness so you can come back running to their medications, man, and not understanding that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah is the cure to everything, man. Because when you are sick, that's just nothing but demons on you, man. All right, let's grab that real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus 38. All right. And it says, honor a physician, all right? Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him. For the Lord Yahweh has created him, all right? Which the true physician is Yahweh Shai, all right? And a good physician will be a physician that deals with herbs, you know, but none of this shit is dealt with herbs nowadays, man. You should be in a alkaline diet, okay? They give you nothing but poisons to destroy you. They'll cure one thing, all right, and destroy you in another, right? It says, for of the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. All right. You said you got Psalms 103 and 3 that says what? For the Lord to bless the name of the Lord, for he forgiveth all thine iniquities and he healeth all thy diseases. You see? So all the healing comes of the Lord, man. All right. As a matter of fact, let's jump down to 8. It says 9. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord Yahweh Shai, and he will make thee whole. Leave off from sin, and order thy hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all thy wickedness. You see? So usually when you're sick, it's because the Lord is smacking you spiritually, man. Because you going off, because you sinning, you know. Us that's in this truth, we might come upon a little sickness because it's more of a trial that we're going through, man. All right. It's just, you know, us going through our trials and tribulations, all right, suffering on this side. So we get smacked with infirmities, you know. But for the ones that are 2/3, these niggas are sick. Why? Because they have been sinful against Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? So let's grab another, some more. Okay. Look, that was the spirit. This shit just popped up. I'll use that. This is what's going on in Venezuela right now, man. World War III is imminent, man. Look, 2026, right? We're 3 days into the new year, and look how it already fucking started. Trump giving the true fucking fireworks and explosions, man. Because like I said, there's a video, I'll come across it in a second. They had, usually from the bridge, right, where the bridge is by Times Square in New York, people gather around the water and around the bridges to be able to see the fireworks. They didn't even throw the fireworks up this year, man. You see, that's how done this place is. Okay? So you got Esau, right, that threw up his fireworks, right? Look. Yeah, man. And this is to you. This is in the land of you Northern Kingdom, man. See, like, yo, DT ain't playing with y'all no more, man. He trying to eliminate you niggas, man. All right. And hey, Jacob's trouble is still to come here in America. Okay? While he waging war on all these other nations around the world, all right? Jacob's trouble is being built up, okay, over here. As a matter of fact, let's grab this. This is 2nd Ezra 16. All right? We ain't got much time left up in here, man. This is 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows, great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, plague, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So here it is. All these different things are happening around the world, and niggas is still fucking lost, man. Niggas is still in their own little world. And because it ain't in their backyard, all right, they think that these things are not going to reach them. See, but when they come, you got to go to fucking war because they knocking down your door, all right? And they looking for 18 to 26, and it ain't just going to be 18 to 26, all right? They're going to go just snatching people up and sending them to war, men and women, man, okay? It's prophecies. Matter of fact, it's in the same chapter right here. Let me grab that, all right? The virgins shall mourn. This is 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Okay? Excuse me. Let's go to Isaiah 3 and 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. You see? So a lot of men, all right, and you women are going to be sent off to war to just be fucking puppets and die off, man. You see? This is all part of Jacob's trouble, you know? On top of that, them just knocking down your door and asking to see if you got the yo jabba jabba, you know, if you don't, they're going to put that in you, all right? Try to force it in you along with the RFID, you see? This is all part of Jacob's trouble, man. So now they waging war right now in Venezuela, which we knew that shit was going to come at one point. All right. You had this devil waging war on Nigeria. There's a lot of our people around there, man. Everywhere they're waging wars got a lot of our people. Remember, we are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So these are the troubles that's coming upon our people, man. Okay. Let's grab you have Peru had a whole bunch of, this is how you know another thing is going to drop off, which they all wicked as fuck anyway. All right, but you had a whole bunch of Peruvians out there. All right, there were a bunch of shamans out there, you know. They were out there on their shamanism bullshit. They were all gathering together and they were taking pictures of DT and throwing curses up on him and shit, you know, showing you that America's about to be fucking done for, man. All right, which none of that shaman shit, none of that shit worked. All right, the Lord was about to destroy this place. The Lord is about to destroy the pride of this devil, man. Okay, it says Let's grab this one real quick.
Breaking fuck the news. Breaking fuck the news. Israeli cybersecurity co-founder says it's time to limit the First Amendment. It's time for the government to take full control over social media and what people say on social media. And guess what? I got the video of it because it was live, broadcasted live.
And why they're about to do this, man? Because everything we've been speaking about is being spoken into existence, and they're about to roll out this N.W.O. They're about to roll out their technology, their RFID. So they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know that you're not supposed to take that. You see? So they're about to cut us off, you see? Straight up. No more. The Lord is about to cut us off and back us up off these streets. The Lord's about to cleave our tongues to the roof of our mouth, and we're not going to be reprovers to nobody no more, man. And when that happens, that's the doors of mercy finally being closed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. You were supposed to take heed of this word while the Lord was found. Okay? Seek the Lord while he may be found. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, because then sudden destruction cometh upon you. And these niggas is just talking peace and safety all over the place. And what does it say? When peace and safety shall be spoken, right? That there shall be a sudden destruction, man. You see?
To limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late. What do you mean? I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to strengthen the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online, and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking. The government.
And that goes back to what? That goes back to being the persecution of the prophets, man. See, they don't really give a fuck about what anybody else is talking about other than what the Lord has his men speaking. You see? It's a dreadful sound to their ears when they hear us speaking, all right, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, let's grab this precept in Wisdom of Solomon, I believe it is. This is Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 15. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me. You see? I shall be found good among the multitude and valiant in war. So horrible tyrants, all right, this has become a dreadful sound to their ears, man. Hearing us preach the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Hearing us preach the end of their kingdom. Telling them that Esau's the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it. Follow it. They didn't want to hear that. See, because their inward thought is that their houses shall remain forever, man. But the Lord ain't playing with them no more. He taking them away. All right, let's grab another video. All right, they had a red alert, big warning. All right, saying that this was the last Christmas. Okay, I'll grab a couple more and I'll close out because I got to take wifey to work. And once I leave from here, I'm gonna lose the
After this Christmas, time speeds up even more and goes into hyperdrive, and months now seem like days, and calamities will come right on top of one another with no break in between. And these calamities, they will be staggering, even earth-shaking. The emergency measures will be called by the government, but it will be too little, too late. I talked to a lot of people.
I ain't gonna play that one too long because it's too long. It says millions will go homeless in 2026. Power grid will be cut off in 2026. No police, EMT, and fire department in 2026. No water, no food. Disease will ramp up. All right. Civil unrest, killings, and riots will ramp up. Okay. No more phones, TV, all tech will be cut off. Demons will possess people and manifest physically. See? And that was facts. The Lord gonna start sending out these vivid apparitions that is spoken about in the scriptures, man. People gonna start seeing real fucking demons being manifested, man. You already see demons, you know, on people, all right? But what you gonna do when the actual demons start manifesting themselves and people gonna actually see demons you know, vivid apparitions, just like in the time of Egypt, all right, when they were doing their sorceries, and then the Lord came with the true sorcery, man, the true magic. Them niggas was fucking shook, okay? And that's the times that we're heading into, man. Everything here is going to be cut off. Everything that's a benefit to you is going to be cut off for a reason, because it's the Lord bringing the plagues of ancient Egypt back again. And even plagues that are not even written in the book, you see? I'm going to go into these all these different things individually, Lord willing, all right? But I'm just bringing them out here and there, right? Look, you had, this was on New Year's Eve, chariots.
Yeah, there's some chariots right here. That's weird. And there's 3 of them. Look, there's 3 of them. 1, 2.
Yeah. Look, literally chariots all over. I ain't gonna play that too much, man. You see? Why? Because the eyes of the Lord is upon the sinful kingdom, beholding the good and the evil, man. So the chariots are watching everything. In the middle of when all the missiles are dropping out there in Venezuela and shit like that, there's chariots all around that, man. Because the chariots are the ones that direct all these missiles, man, where they need to be hit. Just like when the time comes of World War III and the 200 million missiles being shot up, the chariots going to be out here also directing, all right, all the missiles where they need to go, because the Lord's spirit is going to be in them, right? Well, let's grab these 2 precepts real quick. All right, this is Zechariah 5:1. All right, and it says, behold, I turned and I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, the flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth of them thereof 10 cubits. Then said he, all right, so it was 30 by 50 feet, all right, 30 feet long by 15 feet wide. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth that shall be for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. All right. And the Lord told you who this damn devil is, man. He said the thief come not but to steal and to kill. And he was talking about Esau. So the house of the thief is in the house of Esau, man. Going into this America, okay? It says, and into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. All right? So all these chariots that you see in these chariot sightings, all right, is a curse that's going to come upon the earth. It's going to be a blessing to us because it's going to be our salvation, but it's going to be a curse onto those that don't believe, man, because you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be zapped, disintegrated by them along with these missiles. You see? All right. So, you know, a lot of people about to see the strangeness of our salvation, man, when we beamed up into the chariots and being saved, you know. As the scriptures say, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Okay. Let's grab a couple more. It says, France threatened Vladimir Putin. If France goes to war against Russia, it will enter history but exit geography, man. You see? Wars and rumors of wars being spoken of everywhere, man. It says China deploys SWAT teams as mass arrest of Christians, crackdown on the house churches intensifies. Okay. So now, you know, all the way around, they're just knocking out the Bible, man. And it is really for one reason, for the men of the Lord to stop preaching the word. You see, They could care less about all these false ass religions. Okay, they got to make it look good, so they just want to take the Bible out in its entirety. Period. Because the only ones that can sing this song is the 144,000, man. The elect within the elect. You see, those are the only ones that can bring out the word in sincerity and in truth. You see, so in order for them to get to them, they have to just tell you the Bible and period can't be preached. They start persecuting even these niggas that are in these false religions because the persecution is coming to the actual men of the Lord. Okay, so millions in Rio de Janeiro cheer as drones form giant image of Christ, the Redeemer, emerging from the sea during New Year's Eve celebrations, going into that Project Bluebeam. All right, one of the things they want to do with Project Bluebeam is they want to merge. They want to bring out all these gods in the sky in different parts of the country and merge them together, showing you that it's a one world religion. There's no more religion, you know, one world religion. And they want to be able to actually make it seem like your gods are speaking to you, man, through Project Bluebeam, through low frequencies that they could send out and they could get into your mind and you'll think that gods are talking to you. This is the times that we're in. This is why knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, man. Okay. Right? It says the dollar is facing an end to its dominance. Okay. So literally the dollar is facing the end to its dominance. All right. There's going to be no more dollar, man. The dollar is literally is being taken away. All right. Why? Because in order for this new world order to be brought into play, all right, in order for them to bring in this RFID, the dollar has to be taken away. That's part of the old world order. You see? So it says the dollar is facing an end to its dominance. Questions around the reliability of the U.S. greenback are dulling. The lusters of what was the world's currency of trade, new global alternatives are emerging. And what's that going to be? This digital currency, you see? And that's how you know that the dollar is actually collapsing, because gold is skyrocketing and silver is skyrocketing right now. So by you seeing that, all right, it's showing you that precious metals is going to be the only thing that's going to be having value. It's going to be a lot of bartering, man, when this dollar drops. Okay, so it says 2026 will be the year when the U.S. dollar dilution, the quiet erosion of its global dominance as countries trade and pay in alternatives, starts to build momentum. The more Washington uses the dollar as a weapon, the more the world builds ways to circumvent it. America's share of global trade has fallen from 1/3 in 2000 to just 1/4 today. As emerging economies trade more with each other, the dollar is less central to the flow of goods. India and Russia trade now settles in rupees, dirhams, and yuan. More than half of China's trade, all right, and that all goes back to the BRICS nations, man. That's why they established that a year ago, 2 years ago, okay? Because eventually they knew that they were going to knock this. It was all orchestrated to knock down this dollar, okay? It says more than half of China's trade now moves through CIPs, China's own cross-border payment system, instead of SWIFT, the global messaging network long dominated by Western banks. Other trading partnerships like Brazil, Argentina, the UAE, India, and Indonesia, Malaysia are also piloting local currency settlements. Okay, so it's a wrap for that dollar. Okay, say bye-bye to the Babylonian dollar, man, to Babylon's dollar. Okay, you niggas out there saving up all your money thinking that riches is going to profit you, man. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. The Lord told you not to put your trust into riches. Okay, matter of fact, let's grab that and I'm about to close it out. This is Ecclesiasticus. All right, Ecclesiasticus 34. And it says the no, it's not 34. Hold on. 31. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. You see, watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. The rich has great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, it is filled with his delicates. Okay, the poor laboreth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold has been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. It was a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken therewith. You see? Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish and has not gone after gold. Blessed is the rich, meaning rich in faith. You see? Those are the ones that are going to be blessed. But those that have actual riches, all right, they're not going to be able to survive, because riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. As the scriptures tell you, all right, in 1 Timothy, all right, because as the scriptures tell you also in Ezekiel, all right, their gold and their silver should be cast out into the streets. All right, this is 1 Timothy 6 and 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we could carry nothing out. So we can't carry none of this shit back with us, man. None of this shit's gonna be rollover minutes into the kingdom. You're not gonna have none of that, man. You see? So at the end of the day, man, this is what's going on all over the world, man. 2026, okay? The year of the N.W.O and technology is in full effect, okay? So I'm gonna leave it there through the spirit. Lord willing that it was edified. Shalom, sister Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh, Barakatah. I'm gonna leave it there through the spirit. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. You sisters continue to learn in silence, watching the true men of the Lord. All right. And continue to pray. All right. That this place be brought down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Abba Ball, real soon. Shabbat Shalom. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatah. Shalom.